Hey everyone, in this video I'll walk you through how a Scrum process can be implemented in Businessmap. We'll cover how to visualize a product backlog with ideas, execute sprints, and track progress with reports. Before we get started, for a quick context, in Businessmap you can create typical workflow boards to manage actual processes and canvas boards for planning and seeing the bigger picture. Now here on a canvas board, we can visualize the product backlog where we organize potential stories or epics by impact. The idea flow is from the backlog to a refinement process and then to approved for sprint. Once an idea is approved for sprint, with a right click, we can convert it into a workflow card. Inside the card, we can set deadlines, size the story by story points, write a description, and many more. Once we're done, we can pick the story and drag it to the sprint backlog. Pay attention that this is a workflow stage which we've imported on the canvas, so you'll later see how our planned story appears on the workflow board. Moving to the Scrum team board, we can have epics at the top. We can visualize the sprints on timelines, and we can have a delivery workflow for the user stories. Keep in mind that everything is easily configurable from edit workflows. Now, if we open up the current sprint, we can even set and track a goal for our sprint, and in the size field, we've estimated how many story points we've planned for the sprint, while the cumulative size field shows how many are actually connected to the sprint. We can easily link the new story to a sprint, or further up the hierarchy to an epic. And we can even quickly move stories from one sprint to the next. To start executing our story, let's place it in ready for sprint. And from here, we can move it alongside our process from in progress to in review, validation, and all the way to done. If a problem occurs, just right-click on a card and apply a blocker to it while providing a reason for the impediment. To stay away from multitasking, we've even set up a whip limit on the in progress stage where the main work happens. For now, let's unblock the story and let's complete it, which will make the progress percentage of the sprints and the epics automatically increase. But what about reporting on the Scrum process? Well, if we go back to our canvas, we can embed some of the most important reports for a Scrum process. For example, we have a burn down chart which we can configure to show us how many story points we're completing and remain in the sprint. Here we also have a velocity chart to demonstrate our throughput or how many stories we've delivered in each sprint. Other than that, we can even visualize a cycle time scatter plot to see how much time previous work items took and whether we're getting slower or faster. And don't worry about reading the data yourself because you can quickly analyze it with AI. We can also have epic reports for tracking delivery at the feature level and even blocker clustering charts to identify the most common impediments in our process. And yet, that's not all, because no Scrum process would be complete without a sprint retrospective. You can use the canvas to visualize what went well and what we can improve, but we can also just select all objects and let AI read them to help us generate ideas for improvements. Before we complete this tutorial, keep in mind that this is just one example of managing your Scrum process. We hope you enjoyed it and we'll be happy to give you more details for your specific scenario.